got James Madison in the bracket now after the USF loss as well. We have kept Alabama in at number 10, so they would be one of the last teams in. Georgia Tech, we are going to kick Miami out, as we just talked about the statistical anomaly there. Yes, Miami could be an at-large team, but Georgia Tech we're projecting as the ACC champion there. Notre Dame as well, sticking in at number 8. Texas Tech jumps up number 5. Guys, Georgia getting one of the byes now, kind of just flipping spots with Alabama there as that second bye. But as you will notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SEC teams in our bracket right now. But other thoughts, guys?
All right, so we talked about this earlier in the show about 5 possible teams making it into the playoff, and I think that's exactly the way that we're going. This matchup right here, this 9-8 matchup, fascinating when you talk about 2 defensive teams that want to be able to run the ball. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, another great game where it's strength on strength, right? And then Alabama, Oregon. I think this would just be a high-scoring affair, quite frankly, with the way that those quarterbacks can sling that thing, you feel me, all around the yard. But then the first team out, BYU and Texas. We're still waiting on the BYU result, so we'll see how that goes. But Texas as the second team out, I think that's the right call. Now, even if they beat Texas A&M towards the end of the season, I'm not sure how much that will help them because you got smacked against Georgia. If that game was closer, you would have a better case. But I think the best that they can do now is be the first team out.
The one thing that I'm noticing here is we could have an all-SEC semifinals.
That's right.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Right? If you have Georgia win,
crossed.
You have Georgia win,
No,
Oklahoma win. It's certainly possible there, but that's what happens when you have 5 teams from the same conference. I think the committee tries to avoid rematches, right? I just think that's going to be hard to do.
It is going to be hard. But they should try to at least avoid some of those rematches.
I don't think you should do that.
No,
just see what it is and put it where it needs to be. If it's a rematch, it's a rematch. I'm still looking at the YouTube chat right here. That's why I got my phone. We got some people that actually agree with our bracket right now. So why don't we go through it as we do every single week and choose our winners.
Positive reinforcement for you at midnight on a Sunday morning.
Vulture Lifestyle say he agrees with us. Shout out to him. All right, so Texas Tech, we agree that they're going to end up beating Georgia, right?
James Madison.
I mean, yes. Texas Tech beating
the Dukes.
Yeah, agree. Excuse me.
Yep.
I need to. There we go.
You got it there.
All right. There we go.
Good.
Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Who wins that game?
Man. Honestly, after what I saw, let's do the resumes.
Let's bring up the resumes here.
Yep. The plus sign, Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame. All right. So, when you look at these 2 teams, Oklahoma has had the tougher path, right? They've played a better strength of schedule. They have a stronger strength of schedule remaining. Whereas Notre Dame, they're in the back half.
I don't love this. I don't love that they have a 0% chance to win their conference championship.
Well, for Notre Dame, it's like, all right, just throw this out the window.
I know.
Do we feel like this is a team?
I kind of like this matchup for Notre Dame.
Them,
I do. I actually kind of like the matchup.
I believe that they can, and I think it's the fact that what we saw today, right? Oklahoma, Alabama. No running game whatsoever.
Right.
Not the case in this matchup.
No.
They can run the football. They got to handle Jeremiah Smith and Jadarian Price. So I think that's a huge aspect of this.
Styles make fights, right?
It does.
And for me,
that changes it.
With the Oklahoma game, having a team that can't run the ball is great for you because if you're Brett Venables, you love to dial up blitzes, you love to get after the quarterback. So you're like, all right, we can stop that. We have a better opportunity at doing that because what they do well, Alabama doesn't necessarily have an answer for it. So I think
Notre Dame.
Let's take Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame with their running game ends up winning this. All right, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss.
They're just the safer pick right now. For this football game, wow.
We saw some chinks in the armor when it comes down to Ole Miss.
They're damn near the same team, just in a different conference, right? I mean, the defense, they make plays here and there, but it's really just predicated on the offense.
I mean, this is similar.
I trust Ole Miss's defense more than I trust Georgia Tech.
I would agree with that, yes. And I think overall, I just trust Trinidad Chambliss to drop back and cut teams up, passing the ball a little bit more consistently. Even though Haynes King threw the ball extremely well today, I just think that Ole Miss has a little bit more at their disposal with their skill group.
I love this game. This is my favorite game right here.
All right, Alabama versus Oregon.
Alabama going to Oregon.
Yeah.
Whew, that atmosphere would be nuts. Plus Dan Lanning, the history of the SEC. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting matchup.
I'm leaning towards Alabama myself, but I can understand why you pick Oregon in this one too.
We got a little bit of recency bias here, right?
Yeah.
You may feel a little bit different about Alabama after their loss, but I think it's important to realize the type of gauntlet that Alabama has gone through ever since they played that game against Georgia. It has been ranked team after ranked team after ranked team after ranked team.
So are they ascending though with that,
That's my
or
point.
are they getting a little worn out now? Because I can't lie. Today when I was watching the game, I was like, Ty Simpson looks tired as hell, right? I don't blame him. Carrying this football team.
He's had him on the back
That's what I mean. So
the entire time.
By the way, I mean, Alabama's still got Auburn. They got the Iron Bowl.
That's true.
Coming up.
That's true. And that's as good as defense as a lot. So, yeah, let's go with Oregon because Oregon, I think, proved a lot with the way they ran the football against Iowa and that toughness. That was different.
All right, what we've learned every single week that we've done it, quarterfinals is a movie. All right, so we got a question from our chat. If Texas Tech and Georgia win out, Texas Tech wins the Big 12, who gets the number 4
That's a great question.
spot?
It really is a good question. I think Texas Tech should have an opportunity at least to be in that conversation, and I think they would be. The fact that Georgia's already ahead of them, so was that question Georgia winning out as well?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Then Georgia gets the bye. Are we assuming they win that they're in the conference championship and win the SEC?
No conference.
So just winning out in the regular season?
Now you got to give the team that wins the conference championship. I think you give Texas Tech that spot.
I agree. I mean, if Texas Tech wins the Big 12 and Georgia, let's say, loses in the SEC championship,
no, I would agree with that.
It has to be that way. Correct. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question, though.
Yeah,
I like that
that.
one. Yeah,
I like that.
All right, let's finish
Texas
this.
Tech, Georgia.
Texas Tech, do.
Speaking of,
I'm going with Georgia. And it pains me to say that too. A little glitch in the matrix there.
Are you taking Georgia to go all the way right now after what you've seen today? It seems like you're pretty.
I mean, a little bit. I can't lie.
I feel more confident in them, and I said this.
I do too.
I said that going into our Tuesday show because I was, upon further review, I was like, man, this Georgia team can really run the rock. Gunnar Stockton has developed and matured as a quarterback, making great decisions as a quarterback. He's just so smart, well coached. This offensive line is doing their job. They're not necessarily a mind-blowing defense, but their defense does what it has to do, and you can trust on Kirby Smart to make the right calls at the right time, like we saw in the Florida game.
No doubt.
Like we saw with the onside kick.
No doubt.
Those are things that where I say, all right, these two teams might be head-to-head, but if you're talking about the coaching matchup, I'm going with the coach. All right, so Notre Dame, Ohio State. Who wins this one?
To rematch the national championship game in the quarterfinals.
Give me Notre Dame this time.
That's what I was going to say. Marcus Freeman gets another crack at this thing.
We've also we picked Ohio State over and over, right, every week.
Nah,
So let's just switch up a little bit.
And not only that.
Also,
What did we see last year from the teams that had the first week bye?
struggled. Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah, struggled.
Every single one
It was
struggled.
tough for them to get in a rhythm. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with Notre Dame there.
Right.
Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Who we going with?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M looks good. Yes, we know they struggled in the first half, but playing that way
Another
in the
rematch.
second half is why we got you there. Another rematch, Oregon, Indiana. I like rematches. I don't know. I feel like the fan bases will like the rematch. We'll like the rematch.
Is Elijah Surratt healthy?
Yeah.
That's the biggest question.
Right tackle was out, too, for Indiana.
I say Oregon wins the rematch. Too many things were just relied upon Mendoza, Elijah in critical moments. I think that's very tough to duplicate that again by how.
And Oregon showed us how good they can, how strong of a running team they are against Iowa, running for 280 yards there. All right, we got a semifinal matchup. Not all SEC. It is Big Ten, SEC, and Notre Dame.
We have an all Dan Lanning championship game with Georgia making the championship and Oregon making it.
Yeah, this is a really tough matchup again, too. And I feel like Notre Dame does match up well against Georgia with the style that they play.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that, too. There's something about Gunnar that I feel like I'm going to give him a little bit of the edge in this discussion.
I'm buying more Gunnar Stockton stock after this week. That's how I feel.
Stock is stocking.
It's stocking.
All right,
This is a toss-up, man. I don't know. I mean, you could go either way.
It really is just like kind of what team do you prefer to win.
Yeah.
I'll take Texas A&M. Give me Mike Elko.
We got an all-SEC championship game.
One thing has been a constant every week. We have had Texas A&M in the national championship.
That's true. We have. Yeah. No, you're right.
That's the constant that we've done every week.
Might as well pick them to win then, right? Texas A&M hasn't won their conference championship since they've joined the SEC. They haven't played in one since they joined the SEC.
Yeah,
Now we're picking them winning the national championship here in 2025.
Well, we don't know what the hell we're talking about, so that's why we do.
I thought we did know what we were talking about.